Vernomatic Productions.
Are you ready?
Live from the Metal Mayhem Studios in Rochester, New York.
We are gold.
And heard around the world by metalheads just like you. This is Metal Mayhem ROC.
Heavy metal music.
Your weekly dose of metal music, interviews, album reviews, news, and more. Want to be part of the show? Send us a message through our website, metalmayhemroc.com, or hit us up on Facebook and Twitter. Search Metal Mayhem ROC, a proud member of the Pantheon podcast team.
It's getting nice and heavy.
Now, welcome our hosts, John the Vernomatic Verno, and direct from New Jersey, Metal Walt.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well as we turn the page on summer and get ready for the fall. And when the fall comes, football comes. Well, tonight on this week's show, we're joined by a legend, Udo Dirkschneider, the German heavy metal vocalist currently of U.D.O, and of course from the peak era of Accept. Udo and his band has just released a new album called Touchdown. Well, we take a deep dive into this new album. We give Udo our takeaways of the material. We cover everything from how this theme of football came about, writing the 13 songs for the Touchdown album, and a recap of the band's summer European tour and plans for a U.S. tour. We even get the answer to a great listener question about a long-debated misinterpretation of a lyric from a classic Accept song. So that's coming up in just a second, but first, want to remind you to get up to that metalmayhemroc.com website, sign up for our email list, join our community. This is our way to tell you about new episodes on the podcast, reminders for the radio show. We have a brand new, big and expanded YouTube channel with tons of videos, interviews from bands that don't make it onto the podcast. So there's a lot going on up there. So get up to metalmayhemroc.com and sign up for the newsletter, and we'll keep you informed on all of that. Recent shows. Last week we had Adam Dubin, the heavy metal filmmaker. Before that, Stefan Shirazi and Renee Richardson from the official Metallica podcast, The Met Report. And the beginning of August, we had a cool interview with Bastardane and veteran Chicago metalers Witchslayer. All these shows are available up on the website under the drop-down box. Do us a favor, rate and review, subscribe to the pod, and again, sign up for the newsletter, and we'll stay in touch on all this great content we're putting out there. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get our balls to the wall. Udo Dirkschneider from U.D.O. For my co-host, Metal Walt, I'm the Vernomatic. This is Metal Mayhem ROC. Our guest today is a metal legend. Started his career in the late 70s and 80s with Accept. 87 went on his own under the moniker of U.D.O. And here it is, 2023 with his 18th studio album. It's an honor and a privilege. Let's welcome to Metal Mayhem, Udo Dirkschneider. Hello, Udo. How are you, sir?
Hello, everybody. Very good. Everything fine, perfect, funny, and a lot of interviews. So here we go.
Well, we can guarantee you're not going to have one like what we have for you this next half hour.
Okay, we will see.
I'd like to introduce my co-host. He goes by the name of Metal Walt from East Hanover, New Jersey.
Hi, Udo. Nice to meet you. Greetings from New Jersey. Where are you calling in from, Germany?
From Germany, yes. I'm from Wuppertal. Exactly.
Wuppertal.
Yes. Yeah, that's my hometown there was born, so here we go.
That's awesome. So amazing technology. But listen, before we dive into the Touchdown release, American football is about to kick off next week, so it's a nice segue. The album was released last week, and yes. 18th studio, 36 years doing this. There's so many. You just turned 70. How are you feeling? And reflect back on these quick 36 years of all these releases.
Oh, no, yeah, it's a lot of stuff, I know. But by the way, it's a 19th studio album. 19th.
Oh, 19th.
19th,
okay.
Yes. But anyway, doesn't matter. I like to create new music, you know. It's always like nice. I mean, I like to work on new songs. And of course, I mean, touring and making a new album. It's like I like to do this, I mean, we're coming like nearly every two years with a new album. So, I mean, in between, I did also another one like We Are One with the German Army Force Orchestra. I did a live album during the pandemic stuff. Then I did U.D.O again.
Yep.
So, I mean, I did also a cover album in between. Yeah, working. It's better than to sit home and drinking coffee, So, for me, it's fun. I'm happy with that.
That's great, Udo. So going into the new album, Touchdown, I mean, again, you mentioned a little bit, but I'm just curious, did you have a little bit of an affection for American football before you wrote this album? And is it a sport you follow? And maybe is there a team in the NFL that you follow?
I mean, we had this on TV, and then from time to time I was watching that, it's interesting. But I didn't know about the rules, that was the thing. And now, we're having Peter now in the band, it's like he's living in America, and then he was explaining how the whole game goes and so on and on. Okay, I mean, in Germany and in Europe, in South America, soccer is the most interesting game, But, I mean, I don't want to say that we are huge fans of American football, but I mean, it's getting more and more popular here also in Europe, We have a European league here, we have a German league, and now the main TV station start trying and put it on TV, Very interesting. So maybe we are pushing this also a little bit.
Up here at Metal Mayhem ROC, our team is the Miami Dolphins. And Miami is coming to Germany this fall to play the NFL defending champion Kansas City Chiefs.
I heard that in one interview before already that they are coming to Germany, yeah?
Yeah, so we really encourage you to get on board on the bandwagon, become a Miami Dolphin fan,
Okay, but I don't think that I have time to do this.
All right, well, so the band, Peter Baltes, old-time player, he goes back to the Accept days. This band's been together about 5-7 years with Sven, your son, on drums, and the other guys. But more importantly, I found interesting, your old friend Stefan Kaufman's mastering it, and he's been involved in the Udo camp in the last decade or so.
Right, I mean, but Stefan, I've been worked with him for, I don't know, forever, and. Yeah, I mean, Stefan is still involved he's doing the vocals with me together, recording my vocals. I mean, he's doing that since 81. And, he knows my voice exactly, and, he is recording the drums. I mean, of course, two drummers together. Perfect. Yeah. And, he's doing the mastering. And, but the rest is like on Marshall Freikott, our producer. He's mixing the whole stuff. And, during the pandemic, that was a little bit difficult, to the way how we do it normally. Normally, when we have enough ideas, then we are going into a small studio and then we working on these ideas, but in face to face, But now doing the whole pandemic stuff, and there was a lot of things going on. I mean, so that the guitar player did everything over the internet, They're sending links, then you have to listen to that. Then you say, okay, maybe can you change it here, do it? This is definitely not the right way to do it, especially not for us, We like it more the older way, the old classic way, be in the studio, and work together. But anyway, I mean, in the end, I think everything works out, and I mean, I think we made a good album.
Well, you're old school, and doing this remote pandemic way, it probably drove you nuts. But Walt, you want to get into the album? Well, what do you got? Let's talk about the release of Touchdown.
So, Udo, I mean, really, really nice job on this album. John and I have listened to it over and over. I was cranking it on the highway last night, coming back from my family beach house, and my wife was driving in a separate car next to me, and they're waving to me, and my daughter says, Dad, you didn't even move because I had the Touchdown album on. But 13 songs. Listen, that's a lot of material on there. Just talk about how do you assemble that much music in a short period of time?
Yeah, I mean, anyway, I think we are lucky we never out of ideas, Also, also they're working already on new stuff, for the next album. So now they're working together with Peter, Peter was not involved in songwriting on the Touchdown album, but he was playing the bass, So that's also interesting. I mean, Peter has his own style, bass playing the bass, and then. I mean, also what he did on this album that gave also another push straightforward. I don't know. I mean, we always have ideas. I mean, always is something happens around in the world, something going on. I make some notes for some lyrics, I have tons of hook lines and all that stuff.
Well, I see that too in the content of your songs, like the songs that open the album, Isolation Man and The Flood. It's obvious that Isolation Man is probably about the pandemic and the flood, about the horrible floods of Europe back in 2021, correct?
Yes.
But both of those songs, they just open up the album. And I got to tell you, I love that line on the opening track, Fear of the Venom, Isolation Man. So talk about those two songs.
Yeah, I mean, Isolation Man, of course, is during the lyrics are about the pandemic stuff, You couldn't go to a restaurant. You didn't see your family. And no friends, was sitting at home. And it was also difficult to go to the supermarket, I mean, and then it was nature to write something about it, Then, and of course, the flood, I mean, what I said before, the house of my son was like underwater until the living room, And just the new studio was going. It was just 5 months old. Of course, that was also something what my son said. I want to write lyrics about this, the whole thing. There was also something wrong. I mean, that there was no warning, nothing, And that was. Then another song, for example, like "Fight for Your Right," is like about what Andre has in Ukraine, this war what's going on. It was, I mean, really dangerous, And I mean, so that these 3 songs are definitely real.
They Fight for the Right. I love that one. And number one, you got a nice lyrical video out there, which is cool. But that one really signifies everything that we love about your music. It's fast. You got great riffs and heavy drumming. And I love even the middle section there where your guitar players kind of go off on this little jam with classical music. And of course, at the end of the day, all the good people, we always prevail, right? Believe in the good because the good will always win. So really nice, that one.
That's definitely the message, And I mean, also Andre, I mean, he had this is like the Mozart, the Turkish mouth. And he had this already for 3 years, He always wanted to put it somewhere in the song, but this time it fit in the song, And so we said, okay, here we go, let's do it, And I think it fits perfectly together.
Totally. So Udo, there's a couple of darker moments on this album. And I think of songs like 2 of my favorites are Punchline and the Betrayer. And the punchline, I love that line that says, "Where is the punchline here? Acting like a fool don't make you cool." So you seem pretty pissed off in this song. What's this one about?
Yeah, the punchline is like, it's like a story, and I think it's in English, really, blah, 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 blah. The persons, they never had any really friendships and stuff like that. The person is living alone, in his own world and stuff like that. And then, sometimes it's like, hey, come on, wake up, do something with your life. That's in a way the meaning of the song. And the Betrayer is like about games, PC games. And somebody is like a drug for some people, they cannot stop with that. And also some dangerous thing. Sometimes what they're playing like a game they try to make it real, shooting people, doing this and this and this. And that's what the whole thing says in the betrayal, But it's also a very interesting song. I mean, this is not a typical U.D.O. song.
I agree as well. That one, the music stands out to me as different. It's got a bit of a modern rock sound to it, but I like it. It really stands out. That one and Living Hell also stands out differently. That one has like a little bit of like an 80s like bluesy vibe to it.
Yeah, rock and roll, like this. I mean, and the story is, the woman has to go for prostitute to make her life pretty kids and stuff like that. But she doesn't want to do this normally, She wants to go out of this hell, she's living in hell, But she doesn't want to do this. It's not the most important lyrics, but I think it's a very interesting thing. But it's also true, a lot of the prostitutes, they want to go out of it, but they cannot do this. I mean, they need the money.
Yep. What about the Double Dealers Club? That's another one I like too.
Double Dealers Club is let's say you have a lot of money, and then some investors coming up and say, oh, you can give me the money, I invest the money in, I don't know, whatever, and making more money. And then after a while, they're coming up and say, sorry, it doesn't work, your money is gone. But they were making big parties, having a good time with your money. That's the whole thing about Double Dealers Club, Hey, you know what? The guy gave me good money. I can make a good party here, drinking champagne on ice and all that stuff, That's but it's true. I know that from a lot of people. They have a lot of money, especially players in Germany with soccer, That's I know that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the performance video and the title track, Touchdown.
Yes.
Fast guitar and drums. My notes, a classic power metal song, has the feel of a Fast as a Shark. But the cool thing was the violin added to complement the guitar solo. You have a guest violinist on here. Let's talk about this video.
I mean, the video, so we said, okay, let's do something, I mean, you need always like a performance video, but you don't want to make any stories about, we want to really make like just play it and make it look, interesting enough. Yeah, but I mean, the wireless, also funny story when D. Damas, the second guitar player, came up with this idea. So he was composing this song in a dressing room. And so that was so loud. And then he said, in the middle of a solo, okay, I have to do this with the keyboard with the violin that normally was planned for a real solo, And then we get a demo from him. And then we said, hey, we keep this, And then our producer, he came up with this guy from Hamburg, from the symphony orchestra. Yeah, and this guy was doing also a lot of stuff for other rock bands. And yeah, he said, oh, perfect, I will do this. So here we go, we have the violin on there, Why not? I mean, we did a lot of things that we did with the pipe and, with like Scottish thing, we did this already, we did the cello. So give the song what they need.
In the video, you have the Nuremberg Rams. This isn't the first time that heavy metal and the Rams football team has joined forces. I don't know if you're familiar with Nita Strauss being the official guitarist of the Los Angeles Rams of American football.
Yeah, there's also, let's say, American band. They did it also together, some footage, together with a football team. Yeah, of course, it was the whole thing, about the touchdown, the lyrics about the game, and then we need some footage from a team. So we are lucky to have this in Nuremberg where we were shooting the video. So here we go. I think in the end it works out.
Udo, I have a question. Were you on site for the video shoot? Did you get to throw the football around maybe with the guys?
No. They did this separate, we were doing all our stuff, and then 1 week later, they start just playing, and so they were available to do the shooting.
That's awesome, Udo. That's really awesome. It's very, very apparent that the football fever of American football has spread across over to Germany. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Metal Walt's going to get the lowdown on touring of Udo in the States coming up this year, and we have a listener question that Udo's going to answer, and it's a fun one. We'll be right back with Udo Dirkschneider of U.D.O.
Metal Mayhem ROC.
I'm Metalhead.
Metal Mayhem ROC is the home for metal from the very beginnings.
This is James Rivera from Hellstar. You're listening to Burnomatic.
Dave Overkill from the Cleveland band Destructor. Hey, Dave, how are you?
I'm doing great.
To longtime headliners.
Hey, this is Red Beach from Whitesnake.
Hey, this is Vinny Appice from U.D.O, Black Sabbath, and Last in Line.
To music of today.
Hi, this is Olaf Wickstrand from Enforcer.
Hi, this is Braun from Mastodon.
You're listening to Metal Mayhem ROC.
With John the Vernomatic Burner.
Plus, we talk with producers and authors to give you behind-the-scenes info.
Hi, this is William Irwin, author of The Meaning of Metallica, Ride the Lyrics.
Greg Renoff, the author of the book Van Halen Rising, and the Ted Templeman book, A Platinum Producer's Life in Music.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Metal Mayhem ROC, a proud member of the Pantheon podcast team, giving you more to listen for. Join our community, and always remember to keep it heavy.
So, Udo, let's talk about touring. I think you've been out on the road a bit this year.
Yeah.
And you have a big tour coming up, but talk a little bit about your plans for touring.
Yeah, so we are still on the Game Over tour until the end of October. And then we are coming to the United States. The first show will be on the 3rd of November. Don't ask me at the moment where exactly. I have too much things in my head. And then we're touring America until the middle of December, also including Canada. Yeah, and then we have a little break over Christmas, New Year, and then we start beginning of February a whole European tour. So at the moment it's just out Germany and Czech Republic and Switzerland. But I know there is already coming up very soon the dates for Sweden, Norway, Finland, Denmark, and so on. And nearly whole Europe, you know. And what, let's say, is a little bit sad. I mean, U.D.O was quite huge in Russia and Ukraine. So these countries are gone for us at the moment, you know. And it's sad for the fans, you know. I mean, we have a lot of fans over there. And but I hope maybe in 2-3 years that we can tour again there over there, you know. But anyway, but the rest of the world, yeah. And then after Europe, I don't know. At the moment, they're talking about South America. Maybe we do South America also after the summer, and then we go to Japan and Australia in between. And in the summer, festivals, of course. So, Vinny.
Udo, I'm fascinated because what you just described in a minute, you're a global artist, truly, but has there ever been a place maybe somewhere in our continents that you have not played or maybe you want to still play? I mean, of course, short of like Antarctica, of course, but you've been everywhere.
Nearly everywhere, yeah, but okay, not in India and China, and I think I don't want to play there. I've heard some stuff from other bands, they've been there, but no, I'm not really looking forward to this. But I would love to go to South Korea, Taiwan, Philippines, Malaysia, New Zealand. That's also stuff I really want to do, you know. But we will see. When we're working on the next Japan and Australia thing, that can be happen that we do some stuff over there.
That's great.
Udo, we got about 5 minutes left, and we want to take a little walk down heavy metal memory lane. I do have a listener question. Bill from Rochester, New York asks, going back to the Balls to the Wall album and the song Winners and Losers, the gang vocal part, what exactly is being chanted? Bill hears life sucks, but other people is hearing hot sex. Bill asks, what is it? It's not on the lyric sheet.
I tell you, this is the joke in between. It's called Hans, the name of it's a name, Hans Sachs. And that means it was like I don't know, that was so funny when we was recording this song, and then they were shouting on sax. And then we said, okay, we leave that in, nobody knows what it is, but it's just a joke.
Well, this has been bugging Bill from Rochester for about 40 years, so he can sleep well tonight. Thank you.
Okay.
Hansax. I think you should rename. You should call Bill now. Make his new nickname Hansax.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you do some funny stuff. I mean, why not? I mean, I think I take in a way everything very serious, but I mean, also why not doing some funny things sometimes?
Absolutely.
So here we go.
Absolutely.
Don't take everything too serious.
Right, exactly. So, Udo, we had a couple extra things outside of the new album Touchdown that we wanted to ask you about. So, the release prior to this, the My Way covers album was really, really fascinating. And a little side note, Frank Sinatra actually is born and raised in Hoboken, New Jersey, which is not too far from me. And I've been down there many, many times, but talk about a little bit about how you came up with this eclectic collection of songs. Like, you cover everything from heavy metal to Billy Squier to Queen to Arthur Brown. Like, really, really cool job. Just give a little plug for this album.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it was not planned. It was set by accident. We was also during the pandemic time, and then I was in the studio with Stefan Kaufmann. And then we was doing some stuff, and then he said, "Oh, come on, let's do some cover stuff." And the first thing what we did was Hellraiser from Sweet. He's a huge Sweet fan, So, and then I was singing, and then they said, "Oh, yeah, I'm like recording that, a little bit and working on that just for fun." So, and then the sound was great, and then our producer came up and said, "Hey, maybe why you're not doing a cover album?" I said, "This is really critical, doing cover things. So is this like?" Then he said, "Yeah, just make up a list. Which songs you like?" Yeah, then I was making up the list, and of course, this was not songs that they inspired me. That was just songs I was listening as a normal person, like, oh, I like that song. So, and then you start working on this, but there was one important thing for me for this album was like, I have to put my own character on this, vocal-wise. I was not possible to make the sound like Klaus Meine or Rob Halford or whatever, So I put my own thing on there. And in the end, I was like really nervous when we had the listening session with his album, and after that, the people said, "What is this? This is brilliant." That's like, yeah. I mean, said, yeah, okay, here we go. And I mean, Atomic Fire, they was pushing this album there on number 4 on the German charts, So I mean, yeah, thank you very much. And also, it was for me very interesting. I did so many vocal things, different stuff, and that was also for me. I found out I can do more with my voice, and so was in a way also a learning process for myself.
Well, when you do come around the area in November, if you play New York and New Jersey, maybe you'll put My Way into the set list.
Maybe a different song.
So, hey, Udo, before we let you go, I noticed in your shows in the summertime, you're only performing songs from the Udo catalog. So will that be carried forward onto the U.S. tour as well?
And that's for America. I think without Balls, this is not possible. I think that will be on the set list for America. And maybe we will see when we start rehearsing for this. Maybe we do medley from a couple of songs, doing something special. But definitely Balls. Without Balls, America, no way. The promoter was already like, "Oh, we heard that Udo doesn't want to do any except songs. Like, he has to do definitely a Balls to the Wall." Say, yeah, no problem. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, Udo, it's been a pleasure to be able to speak to you. Best of luck on Touchdown.
Thank you very much.
As you come around, John and I will be sure to be at your shows. Maybe we'll shake your hand, have a nice cold beer with you.
Oh, that's perfect.
And that's great. So where can we fans find the socials? Where can we get all the information on the new album?
Yeah, definitely on our Instagram and also Facebook and also our website. But website, in a way, is not that most important thing anymore. It's more like on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep. We'll have all this posted, listeners, so yeah, it'll be easy to find. Udo, thank you. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for your catalog. I've enjoyed it for 40 years.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
very much. Thank
Juice.
you. Okay.
Juice.
Bye-bye.
See you, man.
Metal for life.
Thank you for listening to Metal Mayhem ROC. Check out our website at metalmayhemroc.com for information on podcasts, archives, links to all our live radio shows, and all sorts of info. Please like, follow, and share with everyone, even your non-metal friends. And always remember to keep it heavy.